What's up, y'all? So I've just built a Chrome extension, and in this video I'll be showing you how you can do the exact same thing using ChatGPT without any coding knowledge. I'll be showing you how we actually create the designs for this Chrome extension. As you can see, I had the designs pre-created over here in a drag and drop editor, converted into HTML, and then I simply just imported it into the Chrome extension. And then I built it in different steps. I'll be showing you like how we are going about building this. Again, this is not for developers. This is for non-technical people who want to create technical solutions. And you could just see like how I did it myself, right? And so we're also going to be showing you how to connect this with Make. You don't have to create this. This is what I created. The purpose of this is to help me see all of the tasks across the entire organization in one view, and then it also helps me create a lead magnet. But when you look at the actual wireframes, it also helps me validate email address on the go and find contacts' email addresses as well. And so an example of this is previously, if I needed to find someone's contact, I would have to go into this clay table, input the first name, input the company domain, the LinkedIn profile manually, and then it finds the work email from these different providers. As you can see, Prospeo didn't have the work email, but LeadMagic did. And then in another situation, LeadMagic and Prospeo didn't find the work email, but another provider did. And so one layer before this is actually trying to find and validate using each provider. So you log into the provider, you don't find the email, you try a different provider manually, right? That takes so much time. And so what we're actually doing with this extension in the next phase is we just input the contact's details, and then it's going to enrich the contact on our behalf, and then use all of these validation providers and then just spit out a valid email for us. And this comes into play when we're in the master inbox, for example, and we have someone say wrong person, right? And so if they were to say you should actually contact Seth Roberts, but they don't give us Seth Roberts' email, we can just input his email here. It does all of that stuff for us, and then just gives us Seth Roberts' email so that we can contact him. So this is an example of a use case. Another example of a use case is what you're seeing over here. So this 1, 2, 3, all the way up until 9, right? So let's actually run this once. What this automation is doing is it's essentially going to look through all of my data within the agency. So all of the HubSpot tasks, all of the campaign tasks, all of the list building tasks, everything, and then just give us the real world data that we can reference. And on top of that, we can actually just click on any of these to just go straight into where that is. So that was the HubSpot. That was Smart Lead, that was HubSpot, and then this right here is ClickUp, right? And so we can actually just leverage this to very easily navigate to all of the tasks and then keep ourselves informed as to how well we're progressing through each of those. And we also have some cool functionality like this reduce, expand. And now let me get into the very first step. So if you want to create an extension, you will have to determine how you want the extension to look and what you want the extension to do. And so there's two ways, there's several ways, there's many ways, but in general, you can have it be a pop-up like this, or you can have it be a side panel. So you see how mine's a side panel? I wanted mine to be a side panel because I have a lot of different features that I want to include in this extension. This is just the very beginning, right? But I wanted mine to be a side panel. The next thing you want to do is, after you've done that, is you actually want to just create the design. And so as a non-technical person, I don't know HTML, I don't know none of that stuff, right? So what I actually did is I literally just designed it in the tool that I create emails in. Right? So this is where I create my emails. So like if you've ever seen like my weekly reports, this is where I create the templates for them. And so you just create it however you like. And then once you've done this, you can export it. And when you export it, you can export it as an HTML. And then this HTML, you can use a tool like these HTML viewers, right? So just search up HTML viewers, or just go to this one over here, and then simply input your HTML. So let me actually just get some HTML for you guys to look at. So this right here is a whole bunch of code that I don't know what it does. It doesn't matter. But when we actually look here, this is what it looks like, right? And by the way, this is like one of the steps, right? But this is an example of what you would do, right? Once you've exported the HTML from here, you would grab that HTML, put it in this so that you can very easily see it. Now you want to start creating some functionality, and how we're going to be creating that functionality is using ChatGPT. And so something that I wanted to have in my extension is the ability to reduce and expand. So as you can see, I'm clicking this, it's not doing anything. But when I actually click my extension, we can reduce and expand. And so rather than you taking the whole extension, like everything, right, and then trying to just give it into one GPT prompt, because that's not gonna work, like not even close, right? What you should do is you should actually just batch your work into different components and then have ChatGPT work on them one by one, right? And so when we're talking about like the reducing and expanding, this is what it was looking like, right? So we got it here, we just focused on this one step, we figured it out, right? And how we're storing this is we are storing it like this. So we've got testing version, text input, combined top half, combined webhook version, toggle version, and then we have the actual extension over here. And so let's start with from scratch again, and let me show you how to actually build this. So the first thing you're going to need is to get a folder in your computer, right? So let's call this for video. So just think of this as your extension folder, right? So we click on this, now this folder is empty. And if you really want to, you could actually just say which files do I need in a Chrome extension folder. So like, this is what I would do. I would just be like, hey, what do I need? So we need a manifest.json, right? So we can actually just copy this manifest.json, and it's been kind enough to give us the actual code, right? So we just do new, and then you do text document. You call this manifest. Actually, that's not going to work. Manifest. You save as manifest.json. Boom. So we've got the manifest JSON file right here, right? And then all we need to do is literally just copy what it has here, right? So we just paste it. Now there's a few things to point out. One of them being this default pop-up. So this is the pop-up HTML. So this pop-up HTML is what's going to have this pop-up happen, right? And all of the code would be going in here. If you didn't want this, you can actually just use, you can ask it to do a side panel, for example, right? And it would have something different happen. But this is the basic structure for a pop-up, right? And so we could just go ahead, save it, and then the next thing you want is to, I mean, there's a lot of things here that you actually don't necessarily need. One of them is an icon, so let's actually just go ahead and look at the extension over here. Let's copy the icon. So this is just like your logo, right? So we go to for video, we have icon. I'll show you this. It's literally just my logo, like nothing special, right? And this is what's allowing us to have this icon up here. It's also what's allowing us to have the icon on the side panel, right? So we have the manifest document, which came from ChatGPT. And let me show you what mine actually looks like, my manifest document, so that you see it. Not this one. Is this mine? No, this is not mine. My actual one, it looks like this. So we go to extension, manifest. As you can see, it's just basically like the description of what this extension is. So you have the name, you have the description, the version, and then you have your icon, and then you determine, like, this is what I was talking about with the side panel. Side panel HTML. If you're not using the side panel, it would be pop-up, and then just icons, right? So like nothing special is happening in the manifest. Where the things are going to happen is either in the side panel HTML or in the side panel JavaScript file, right? And so this side panel HTML doc, when we actually click on it, it's literally just this right here. Like this HTML stuff over here, that's literally all it is. Now it doesn't have the functionality like when we copy the HTML here, it doesn't have the functionality. But this is really all it is. It's just the HTML for your actual extension. And so when we go to the extension, so for the video, we can actually just go ahead and do a new text document. This is going to be actually, let's not do this because we're gonna have to go through the same process again. So let's open this one. Let's save as. We can call this pop-up. So pop-up.js. So pop-up.javascript. And then we do another one. So we do another one. And then we save this one as the pop-up.html. Right? So now we have the two pop-ups, right? And again, what I had described is that these pop-ups, the HTML one, it's literally just what you're seeing here. In fact, I can actually just go ahead and select this. I can select this and then paste it inside the pop-up. Oh, actually, my bad. Paste it, edit Notepad, paste it here, right? So we've got it. We've got the HTML, right? Now this is where ChatGPT comes into play, where now you can be like, hey, I have this extension here. Do you see the button that's called reduce? I want the button when it's clicked to shrink this, right? And so you could actually just prompt ChatGPT to do that. But I'm just showing you like the basic framework as to like how these extensions work, right? And it's so simple, like it's not overly complicated. It looks complicated, but it's not. You have the pop-up HTML, which is the visual. The JavaScript supports the visual with the functionality, and ChatGPT will literally tell you like, hey, put this in the JavaScript, put this in the HTML, right? And where we get the HTML is from this this type of application that helps us build HTML files. So you can literally just search HTML template builder. And then the manifest is literally just the instructions, right? So like we have an extension now. We have an extension. So now the last part is to literally just upload that extension. So let me change this manifest to call it my extension for video. My extension for video. And then I just save this, right? And then what we need to do, actually, hold on. I need to go to this. You grab the folder, so the actual folder itself, and then you literally just put it in there. It said failed to load content, load JavaScript content.js for script. Okay, so we don't need the content.js. This right here, so we don't need this. We also don't need all of this stuff over here, actually. So you could just paste that error message in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will tell you, right? Background. Oh, no background script is there as well. So this is all happening this is all happening. Anyways, I think you get the point, right? If ChatGPT gives you an error, if that gives you an error, put it in ChatGPT ask. Okay, so now we've got the extension. We can actually just go here. I called it my extension for video. Isn't that what I called it? Yes, my extension for video. And so boom, there we go. So we've literally just got the HTML. We've pasted it in here, and then my extension for video. We've got the HTML, we've pasted it in there, we've got the functionality, and now you could literally just ask ChatGPT, hey, I've got this HTML, help me come up with the functionality. And that functionality could lead you to make, it could lead you to sending webhooks to Clay, it could have functionality that reduces and expands and does pretty much anything you want. So anything that you can think of, you can do. Just ask ChatGPT, but this is the basic setup of how you do this. Cheers!